How to make a woman desire you, even if she's not interested. Psychology tricks. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. C.G. Jung. Welcome back to Stoicism Win. Today we're tackling a quiet frustration many men carry. What to do when a woman doesn't seem interested, at least at first glance. Attraction isn't a switch you flip, it's a perception you shape. And the truth is, first impressions are flexible. Small, deliberate shifts in how you show up can change how you're experienced. Before we go further, a quick principle: you can't and shouldn't try to force attraction. If she sets a boundary or says no, you respect it. What we're talking about is improving your presence so a neutral or lukewarm first read has a chance to become genuine curiosity. Here's the good news: it rarely takes grand gestures. Often it's the tighter posture, the calm eye contact, the ease in your voice, the way you listen without rushing to impress. Tweaks in energy, attitude, and behavior signal confidence, character, and emotional steadiness, qualities many women only notice once you consistently display them. So if you've caught yourself thinking, "I don't stand a chance," pause. You might be closer than you realize. In this session, we'll focus on confidence, charm, subtle nonverbal cues, and real emotional presence, ethical psychology that helps her notice you differently, not manipulative tricks that override her will. Ready? Let's build the moment instead of waiting for it. 1. Eye contact. Everything starts with self-assurance and a genuine smile. Confidence isn't loud, it's quiet, calm, and magnetic. The kind that doesn't chase attention, but naturally draws it. And one of the most powerful ways to make a woman desire you, even if she's not interested at first, lies in something so simple yet so misunderstood: eye contact. Most men think it's about staring her down, holding a gaze until someone blinks. Don't do that. That's not power, that's pressure. Be smarter. Be subtler. True connection comes from the right kind of look, one that speaks, not shouts. Here's where psychology tricks meet real human chemistry. When you look softly into a woman's left eye, yes, specifically her left, you're triggering the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. The same chemical that rushes through us during a deep hug or a long, emotional conversation. It's the molecule of trust. And trust, my friend, is the first step in female psychology toward attraction. You're not hypnotizing her, you're awakening something instinctive, something ancient in the way humans fall in love. But here's the catch: you must not force it. Don't stare like a predator. Don't lock in like you're trying to win a staring contest. Instead, take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your eyes soften, not harden. Your gaze should feel like a quiet invitation, not a demand. You're saying, without words, "I see you. I value you. You're safe here." That's the subtle art of presence. That's emotional intelligence in action. Because here's the truth: words can lie, but eyes almost never do. Eyes reveal who's grounded and who's pretending. When your eyes carry warmth, steadiness, and sincerity, you become memorable. You become the man she thinks about later without knowing why. That's how female psychology works. You plant emotions, not logic. The brain follows the heart, not the other way around. And this, my friend, is how you start to learn how to fall in love, by understanding what makes someone feel seen. So, next time you're talking to her, let your eyes speak the words you can't say yet. Don't be robotic. Don't overthink. Be human. Be present. Look at her like she's the only person in the room, because for that moment, she should be. That's real magnetism. That's confidence without arrogance. Remember, in the end, attraction isn't about perfection. It's about perception. It's about the quiet power of attention. When your eyes show empathy, strength, and genuine curiosity, you don't just get noticed, you get remembered. And that right there is one of the most timeless psychology tricks for making any woman's heart skip a beat. 2. Scent and memory. Now, let's talk about something most men completely overlook: your scent. The truth? The way you smell is more powerful than you think. Forget expensive watches or smooth pickup lines. A man's scent can stir emotions and awaken memories in ways words never could. Studies show that men who wear subtle, pleasant fragrances are often perceived as more attractive, more confident, and yes, more desirable. Why? Because scent doesn't just linger in the air, it lingers in the brain. It slips past logic and lands right in the emotional center, the same place where desire, nostalgia, and love are born. Your scent becomes part of your identity. It's invisible, but unforgettable. Imagine this. You're not even in the room, but she catches a faint trace of the scent you wore that night you hugged her. That warm, clean, masculine energy you carry. Instantly, her mind travels back to you, to that moment, to that feeling. That's the power of scent. It's a silent whisper that says, I was here. A good fragrance doesn't just make you smell good, it anchors you in her memory. It tells her you're a man of presence, a high value man who pays attention to detail. That scent becomes your signature, your mark of quiet confidence. It's how you attract women without even trying. So choose wisely. If you're calm and grounded, go for woody or musky notes. Think cedar, sandalwood, or amber. They speak of stability and strength. If you're bold and mysterious, reach for spice, leather, or deep citrus, notes that suggest fire beneath control. Don't drown yourself in it. Don't pick something cheap or loud. Be subtle. Be deliberate. Let your fragrance draw her in, not knock her back. That's what separates boys from men. That's what makes you unforgettable. Because the right scent is not just perfume, it's psychology. It's connection. It's an emotional trigger. When a woman breathes you in, she's not just smelling cologne. She's remembering moments. She's feeling something she can't quite name. That's how you awaken desire, even if she wasn't interested before. Not with words, but with presence. Not with noise, but with nuance. A scent that matches your soul projects masculine energy that women instinctively respond to. It tells her you're centered, self-aware, and intentional, a man who moves through the world with quiet confidence. So be that man. Be the man whose scent lingers long after he's gone. Be the man whose presence she can't forget, even when he's nowhere near. Because when your scent becomes memory, you stop chasing women and start attracting them. 3. Calming anxiety. Calmness is not weakness. It's power restrained, precision under pressure, and mastery over the chaos that ruins lesser men. When a man learns to calm his anxiety, he reclaims control of his energy, the same energy that creates attraction, confidence, and command. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's old Stoic wisdom, and it's as relevant now as it was 2,000 years ago. In modern life, where stress, deadlines, and distractions constantly attack your peace, your greatest weapon is composure. Women sense anxiety immediately. They read it in your eyes, your tone, your body. It tells them you doubt yourself. And doubt is repellent. You must remember this truth. Attraction grows from calm, not chaos. From grounded energy, not frantic effort. Don't chase. Don't overthink. Don't try too hard. Instead, breathe, slow down, and let your iron mind lead. An iron mind doesn't tremble before beauty, it commands it. It says without words, I know who I am. That's the energy that pulls her closer, even when she wasn't interested before. That's Stoicism win, mastering yourself before you seek to master anyone else. Modern science agrees. Calm confidence is magnetic. L-theanine, found in green tea, sharpens your focus while softening your tension. Ashwagandha lowers cortisol, the hormone of stress, keeping you balanced even under emotional pressure. Magnesium glycinate loosens the tightness in your muscles, giving your body permission to relax so your energy flows naturally. Use these tools, not as crutches, but as allies in building unshakable calm. When you're relaxed, you radiate authenticity. And authenticity is irresistible. Pretending, performing, and people-pleasing are the enemies of desire. They show neediness, not strength. Don't try to impress her, inspire her to notice you. Be present. Be quiet. Be powerful. That's how desire begins, not from forcing her to see you, but from letting your calm confidence speak louder than your words. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to accept what we cannot control and to dominate what we can. You can't control her feelings, but you can control your focus, your breath, your frame. That's how a man wins, not by reacting, but by responding with precision. When you master your anxiety, you master your presence. And presence is the foundation of attraction. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior, said Confucius. Remember that. Build your iron mind every day through discipline, self-awareness, and restraint. Don't let emotions rule you, let them serve you. In every conversation, every glance, every pause, let calmness be your weapon and confidence your armor. Women are drawn to men who are unmoved by uncertainty, who can stand still while others crumble. That is Stoicism win. That is Old Stoic wisdom in motion. And that is how you become the man she desires, not because you chase her, but because you have already conquered yourself. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more mindset and attraction tips, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Comment to remember, I am calm, confident, and authentic. 4. Energy and presence. Now, imagine you finally get the chance to spend time with her. Maybe it's a coffee date, maybe it's a spontaneous hangout, whatever it is, the stakes feel high because you care. You might feel those little sparks of nervousness crawling up your spine, and that's completely fine. That nervous energy is proof that you actually give a damn. But here's the catch. If you walk into that moment with shaky energy, she'll feel it instantly. Women are emotional radars. They pick up on tension, insecurity, and neediness faster than you can say hello. So here's one of the most powerful psychology tricks you can ever use before meeting a woman. Shift your energy before you step into her space. Breathe deep. Stand tall. Picture yourself as calm, centered, and already desired. Because attraction isn't something you earn in that moment, it's something you project. Energy and presence aren't about pretending to be something you're not. They're about amplifying what's already strong in you. Don't fake confidence, embody it. That means slowing down your movements, holding your eye contact a second longer, letting silence sit comfortably between sentences instead of rushing to fill it. Be still. Be certain. Be the man who doesn't chase validation because he already knows his worth. That is magnetic. That's what taps into female psychology, the quiet, unspoken attraction that happens when a woman senses a man who's grounded, unbothered, and fully present. You must understand this. She's not just responding to your looks or your words. She's responding to the energy you bring into the room. If you're scattered, she feels chaos. If you're centered, she feels safe, and safety is the foundation of desire. Most men try to impress through effort. They talk too much, joke too hard, or overanalyze every response. Don't. Stop trying to perform. The truth about how to fall in love isn't found in tricks or lines. It's found in emotional calibration. When you're present, you give her something rare, your full attention without expectation. You look at her like you're curious, not desperate. You listen like every word matters, but you're not waiting for permission to speak. That subtle balance, focus without attachment, is irresistible. That's the real secret behind attraction that lasts. Your presence is your power. It's not about dominating the moment, but anchoring it. When you master your energy, you naturally become the kind of man women lean into. She'll remember how she felt around you, not just what you said. Be calm, not cold. Be warm, not weak. Be intentional, not impulsive. That is how desire begins, not through manipulation, but through mastery. Because when your energy says, I'm already enough, her heart listens before her mind ever decides. 5. Call someone who loves you. Here's something that sounds simple, but holds the weight of pure gold. Before you see her, call someone who genuinely loves you. It could be your mom who still thinks you're her little hero, your best friend who's seen you through the rough seasons, or that sibling who never lets you forget who you are. Don't underestimate this move. It's not just a sentimental moment. It's one of those subtle, powerful shifts that separates an anxious man from a high-value man. When you hear that familiar, loving voice, your body starts to relax. It's science and soul combined. Those words of warmth release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and cortisol, the stress chemical, starts to melt away. You suddenly remember something essential. You were valuable long before she ever walked into the picture. That's the truth most men forget when they're trying to attract women. They make the mistake of putting her on a pedestal, acting like she's the prize to be won. Don't. Be the man who knows he is the prize. When you anchor your confidence in love that's already yours, you stop seeking validation. You start radiating authenticity. That's what women feel. They can sense the difference between a man who's grounded in self-worth and one who's desperate for approval. The first makes her curious. The second makes her pull away. You must understand this. Your energy speaks before your words ever do. Think of it like tuning a guitar. If your strings are too tight, everything sounds off. If they're too loose, you lose all tension. The call with someone who loves you brings your energy right into tune, balanced, calm, steady. That's masculine energy at its finest. It's not about dominance or bravado. It's about presence, that quiet, collected power that says, I'm good with myself, whether you choose me or not. That attitude draws her in like gravity. You don't chase, you attract. You don't prove, you show. You don't demand, you invite. When you walk into the room after that call, something in your aura changes. You smile more easily. You listen instead of performing. You carry a calm assurance that turns heads without trying. That's what happens when your energy is rooted in love, not lack. And here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop needing her to like you, she starts wanting to. Because desire blooms in the space between confidence and ease. Be that man, the one who calls someone who loves him, not because he's needy, but because he's wise enough to reset his spirit before stepping into the game. That's emotional intelligence in action, and it's one of the deepest psychology tricks of attraction there is. So next time, before you meet her, don't just check your outfit or fix your hair. Check your energy. Call your mom. Call your best friend. Call anyone who reminds you who you are. That's not weakness. That's preparation. That's the quiet ritual of a high-value man, the kind who understands that love isn't something you chase, it's something you carry. And when you carry that love into the world, you don't have to force anything. You simply become magnetic. 6. Creating emotional excitement. Don't plan the same safe, sleepy date and expect a spark. Plan emotion, not logistics. That is the point. You must engineer moments that make her feel alive with you, because emotion builds memory and memory builds attraction. Modern life drains excitement, endless swipes, busy schedules, default dinners, so disrupt the pattern with intention and an iron mind. People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That is your mandate. Use Old Stoic wisdom. Control your inner state, then design the outer experience. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Marcus Aurelius wasn't talking about dating, but the rule stands. Steady your breathing, set a confident frame, then take the lead. Let's select experiences that carry variety, motion, and shared challenge. A short road trip to a lookout at golden hour where the sky does the heavy lifting. An escape room that puts you side by side solving problems. A beginner dance class where you learn together and laugh together. A local art event where you walk, point, react, and let the city feed the conversation. Don't chase thrills blindly, but do add a little pulse, curiosity, novelty, a hint of adrenaline. Psychologists call this the misattribution of arousal, when the heart races from the situation and the brain pairs that surge with the person you're with. Use it wisely. Don't fake danger, elevate experience. That is Stoicism win, calm within, adventure without. Make modern details work for you. Book a last-minute gallery preview, grab 2 tickets to a pop-up jazz set, score lane time at a bowling alley with ridiculous neon, reserve a VR arcade for a quick co-op mission, or try a street food crawl at a night market where every stall becomes a mini adventure. Keep it simple, tight, and time-boxed. 90 minutes beats a 3-hour slog. You must move, switch settings, change tempo. Stand, walk, sit, observe, interact, play. Give her a story to tell about the view that turned the city into sparkles, the puzzle you cracked at the buzzer, the salsa step you both finally nailed, the painting that started a debate and ended in a smile. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Make excellent dates your habit. Old Stoic wisdom says prepare, then accept the result. You control your effort, not her reaction. That is power. That is an iron mind. Offer leadership without pressure. I've got a spot you'll love. Sunset view, 10 minutes away. Let's go. Clear, confident, kind. Don't interrogate, invite. Don't perform, participate. Don't sell yourself, share an experience. Micro rituals matter in the smartphone era. Put your phone on do not disturb and face down. Be present. Guide transitions with calm cues. Let's take a short walk. Let's try this one. Let's grab a quick coffee and compare favorites. Presence is the amplifier. Variety is the accelerant. Add micro competence everywhere. Know where to park, have backup plans, carry breath mints, bring a light jacket in case the lookout gets breezy. Small win stack. Small wins signal a high standard. That is how you attract without begging for attention. Remember, the goal isn't to impress, it's to co-create a moment that imprints. Fortune favors the brave. Be brave enough to deviate from dinner and a movie. Be brave enough to try, to laugh, to lead. If the vibe is good, extend. If it's flat, close with grace and keep the frame. Either way, you win because you acted with design and with an iron mind. In this game, Stoicism win means you set the tone, you protect your mood, you shape the night, and you let the outcome take care of itself. Repeat the formula: calm core, novel plan, shared challenge, light adrenaline, warm debrief. That is how a woman begins to associate excitement, ease, and possibility with you. That is how modern men create desire ethically, confidently, consistently. Use old Stoic wisdom, let Stoicism win, keep your iron mind, then go make the city your playground. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 7. Confidence in action. When you're out with her, every move you make speaks louder than words. Watch how you treat people, the waiter, the bartender, the stranger who bumps your chair. She's watching too. Women have an incredible radar for how a man behaves when he doesn't think it matters. That's female psychology in motion, subtle, sharp, and impossible to fool. When you treat others with quiet respect, not because you're trying to impress her, but because that's who you are, something powerful happens. You stop performing and start being. That's the real deal. That's what confidence looks like in action: calm, centered, natural. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. You don't need to boast to be seen. Confidence doesn't roar, it resonates. When the check arrives, don't fumble, don't hesitate, and for heaven's sake, don't turn it into a show. Just handle it. Smoothly, effortlessly. That's quiet leadership, and women feel that. They crave that presence, that sense of control without ego. Don't underestimate how deep that psychology runs. These little actions tell her everything she needs to know about the kind of man you are and the kind of man she could desire. Don't act confident, be confident. Don't chase approval, command respect. When you carry yourself like a man who already knows his worth, you flip a switch in her mind. That's how to make a woman desire you, even if she wasn't interested at first. The trick isn't manipulation, it's mastery of yourself. That's one of the most effective psychology tricks you'll ever use, because female psychology is wired to respond to authenticity wrapped in strength. When you walk into a room, be the calm in the storm. When others complain, you listen. When chaos starts, you stay steady. That's magnetic. That's irresistible. Remember, confidence isn't a performance, it's a pattern. It shows in your tone, your posture, your patience. It's in how you look people in the eye and mean it. She'll sense it, not consciously, but deeply. That's how to fall in love through presence, not persuasion. So don't overthink it, don't force it. Just be that man, the one who doesn't need to prove anything because everything about him already says enough. That's the quiet power of confidence in action, the kind that leaves her wondering long after you've gone. Who is he? 8. The power of restraint. At the end of the night, most men think this is it, time for the kiss. They lean in, nerves buzzing, hoping to prove something. But here's the truth: restraint can be far more powerful than impulse. Don't rush the moment. Be the man who doesn't chase validation. That is the move that separates the average from the high-value man. Instead, end the evening with quiet grace. Smile, not the forced kind, but the genuine one that says I'm good either way. Offer a warm hug. Look her in the eyes and say, I had a great time. Then walk away, slow, steady, confident. That walk, that leaving, does something most men never understand. It plants a thought, a question, a spark. Why didn't he try anything? And just like that, you've created curiosity. And curiosity, my friend, is attraction in its purest form. Why restraint works like magic. When you pull back, you don't lose power. You gain it. You're no longer reacting to her, she's reacting to you. That's what a man with masculine energy does. He moves on his terms. He's not trying to get her attention. He commands it by simply being unbothered. Mystery is magnetic. When you leave something unspoken, it lingers. It makes her think about you in the quiet moments, when she's brushing her hair, driving home, or lying in bed wondering what's different about you. And she'll realize she misses you a little. This isn't about playing games. It's about emotional gravity. When you're calm, grounded, and present, you attract women naturally. They can sense your energy, your discipline, your certainty. A man who doesn't need the kiss is the man she wants to kiss next time. The silent confidence of the high-value man. You must understand, attraction isn't built in a single move. It's built through the contrast between desire and patience. The moment you rush, you destroy the tension. The moment you pause, you make her lean in, even if only in her mind. That's the secret art of restraint. Don't chase the moment. Be the moment. Be that high-value man whose masculine energy speaks louder than words. Be the man who knows that walking away with composure is more seductive than any kiss. Because sometimes what you don't do is exactly what makes her want you more. 9. Becoming the magnet. Attraction isn't a game of tricks. It's not a show, not a mask, not a performance, it's transformation. True attraction begins when you stop chasing and start becoming. The moment you focus inward, your purpose, your discipline, your silence, you create gravity. Real magnetism isn't built on words, it's built on presence. When you embody strength, confidence, and direction, people feel it before you even speak. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That's the essence of Old Stoic wisdom. Don't pretend to be desirable, become the man who naturally draws desire. That's Stoicism win. You must stop asking, how can I make her want me? And start asking, how can I become a man worth wanting? That shift is the key. When your life is driven by growth, passion, and purpose, attraction follows like shadow to flame. It's not manipulation, it's mastery. When you sharpen your iron mind, when you face hardship and keep standing tall, women notice. Not because you're seeking attention, but because strength radiates like heat from steel. Don't try to impress. Command respect through stillness, discipline, and confidence. Let's be clear, attraction is energy. It's the silent power of a man who knows who he is and where he's going. In modern life, surrounded by noise, men who possess calm are magnetic. Everyone's chasing validation. Be the one who doesn't need it. That's rare. That's power. That's how you win. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Self-mastery is the secret weapon. You don't need to manipulate emotions. You need to master your own. That's how the game is won without playing it. Women feel security in presence, not in promises. They crave men who can stay composed when others panic, who can lead without words. That is the mark of an iron mind. In this world of instant gratification, self-control is seductive. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, silence over approval, focus over distraction, you become rarer, stronger, more magnetic. You must live with intent. Train your body, sharpen your mind, fortify your spirit. Don't scroll, study. Don't complain, conquer. Don't chase, build. Every decision you make is either building or breaking your magnetism. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that the man who masters himself controls his destiny. That's Stoicism win. You want her to desire you? Become the man who doesn't need her desire to feel complete. The paradox is this: the less you need validation, the more validation you attract. That's power. That's peace. That's what the modern man must reclaim. Stop asking for permission to be great. Command your path. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. So kill the doubts, silence the noise, and rise. You must lead your life with clarity, purpose, and control. The world follows those who move with certainty. Desire isn't won through words, it's earned through energy. Become the calm in the storm, the strength in the chaos, the man who doesn't flinch. That's the iron mind. That's how attraction becomes effortless. That's how you become the magnet. If you've made it here, you already understand. Real attraction begins within. It's not about chasing, it's about becoming. Every step you take toward growth makes you more magnetic. Comment below, I'm becoming the magnet. 10. Stoicism and Control. This is where real power begins, the kind that doesn't shout, doesn't chase, doesn't crumble when ignored. The kind that comes from stoicism and emotional control. Don't mistake stoicism for being cold or distant. That's not it at all. Stoicism means being calm in the storm. It means knowing what you can control, your mindset, your reactions, your presence, and letting go of what you can't. That's emotional intelligence in action. That's one of the most underestimated psychology tricks in the world of attraction. Because here's the truth, women don't desire men who beg for attention. They crave men who don't need it. Be that man. That is power. When you stop trying to make her want you and start becoming the kind of man she naturally desires, something shifts. You stop chasing and she starts noticing. You stop performing and she starts wondering. Mystery builds, attraction grows, and suddenly, she's the one trying to figure you out. This isn't magic. It's female psychology 101. A woman's curiosity is triggered not by what's given too easily, but by what she has to earn. When you act from self-control instead of desperation, you become magnetic without even trying. Don't underestimate how strong that silent confidence can be. Women sense it before a word is spoken. Control your emotions, and you control the entire dynamic. You must remember, desperation repels, but discipline attracts. When she can't shake the feeling that you're grounded, focused, and unbothered, it drives her wild. You're not reacting to her, you're leading the emotional tone. That's how you shift the balance of power without saying a thing. It's not manipulation, it's mastery. This is one of those psychology tricks that works not because it's sneaky, but because it's natural. A man in control of himself becomes irresistible. His calmness whispers confidence louder than words ever could. Be the kind of man who could walk away, and that's when she'll chase you. Don't plead. Don't over-explain. Don't text paragraphs trying to convince her. Let your silence speak. Let your growth show. The man who lives with purpose doesn't have to prove himself. He's too busy becoming. That is the heart of female psychology. Women feel drawn to strength, not noise, to composure, not chaos. The moment you stop trying to win her approval, you start to win her attraction. She feels it deep down, that shift of energy, that quiet certainty. You must focus on what you can build, your fitness, your goals, your passions, your peace. That's how to make a woman desire you, even if she's not interested at first. Because when you rise, when you glow up without needing her validation, she'll see it. She'll feel it. She'll wonder what changed. And that's when curiosity turns into longing. This is the subtle art of how to fall in love, not by chasing affection, but by commanding attention through growth and control. You don't chase women, you chase excellence. You don't cling to outcomes, you build a life so solid that she wants to be part of it. So be stoic, not stiff. Be warm, not needy. Be mysterious, not confusing. Master your emotions, and you'll master attraction itself. Because when you stop being the man who tries to make her like you, and instead become the man she can't stop thinking about, that's when the game changes. That's when desire flips. That's when she starts wondering, what is it about him? And that's when you smile, because you know. It's not a trick. It's psychology. 11. Emotional safety and energy. Attraction and trust are two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. A woman can't open her heart if she doesn't feel emotionally safe, and if her heart is closed, desire stays locked behind that door. Every word you say, every glance you give, every reaction you choose, These are the small things that either build or break that safety. When she feels she can trust your masculine energy, she begins to relax. Her walls start to melt, and that's when attraction transforms into something far deeper, connection. Be her calm, not her storm. A woman will test your composure, not to torment you, but to feel you. She wants to know, is this man steady, or does he crumble under pressure? Don't react to chaos with more chaos. Be her calm. When you hold your ground, steady, grounded, unshaken, you become the anchor in her emotional ocean. That's what a high-value man does. He doesn't chase validation. He creates peace. Conflict doesn't have to destroy attraction. It can deepen it. Handle disagreement not as a battlefield, but as a dance, one where you stay in rhythm, no matter how loud the music gets. When you listen without ego, when you respond with clarity instead of anger, you're telling her, you're safe here. Listen like a man who leads. Listening isn't passive. It's power in stillness. Most men listen to reply. Few listen to understand. Be the latter. When a woman feels genuinely heard, she feels seen. And when she feels seen, she feels safe. That's when her feminine energy begins to flow freely toward you. So, drop the phone. Make eye contact. Be fully present. Because nothing pulls a woman in more than a man who can make the world disappear when he listens. Your energy speaks louder than words. You can't fake emotional safety. You radiate it. It's in your tone, your patience, your posture. If your energy screams neediness or insecurity, she'll feel it instantly. But when your masculine energy is calm, confident, and certain, she can finally exhale. That's when attraction stops being about looks or status. It becomes about presence. The way you make her feel when she's around you is what she'll crave when you're gone. Don't be a mirror, be a mountain. Weak men mirror emotions. Strong men regulate them. When she's upset, don't mirror her frustration, ground it. When she's confused, don't add to the noise, clarify it. When she's distant, don't panic, stay patient. You must be the emotional rock she can lean on, not the storm that knocks her down. That's the silent language of a high-value man. That's the kind of strength that attracts women effortlessly. That is how connection is born. When a woman feels emotionally safe, she stops performing. She lets her guard down, reveals her softness, her passion, her true self. That's when desire blooms, not from manipulation or tricks, but from trust. You don't make her desire you. You allow her to. You do it by mastering your own emotions, by standing tall in your masculine energy, and by creating the kind of presence that says, "You're safe with me." So remember this. Don't chase her. Don't impress her. Be her calm. Be her safety. Be her man. Because when a woman feels safe in your presence, she doesn't just want you, she chooses you. 12. The essence of real attraction. Attraction isn't about chasing, it's about mastering yourself. Don't try to impress her with noise, gifts, or clever words. She doesn't crave your performance, she craves your presence. A calm, centered man commands attention without asking for it. His silence speaks louder than another man's rehearsed charm. His eyes carry certainty. His posture radiates control. That is power. That is what pulls her in. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that control begins within. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior, said Confucius. You must remember this. The battlefield of attraction is not in her mind, it's in yours. The man who cannot master his thoughts will never master desire. The Stoics won because they understood restraint. They knew that emotion is fuel, but only when contained by an iron mind. In modern life, distractions have weakened men. Constant validation, digital noise, and false bravado have replaced quiet confidence. Don't be that man. Don't chase what you can attract. Let her feel the strength of your stillness. Let your composure be the magnet that draws her curiosity. In a world addicted to instant gratification, a man who pauses, who listens, who moves with purpose, he becomes rare. And what is rare becomes desired. This is Stoicism win. It's not about suppressing desire, but channeling it. When she feels your energy, your patience, your steadiness, she senses safety. And safety is seductive. She'll lean closer without knowing why. You must live as if you already possess everything you seek. That confidence, rooted in self-control, creates gravity. Don't beg for attention. Don't try to convince. Conviction is silent. The moment you need her approval, you lose power. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is what draws her, not the shallow sparkle of effort. You are not in competition with other men. You are in competition with your weaker self. Crush that version. Replace him with a man who acts, not reacts. That is how you embody Old Stoic wisdom in a modern world filled with noise. Every look, every pause, every calm word should carry the message: I am enough. Because you are. The moment you believe that, everything changes. Women feel energy more than words. They sense when a man is grounded in his truth. They sense when his mind is iron and his purpose unshakable. The man who has mastered Stoicism wins without trying. His presence lingers. His absence is felt. That's real attraction. It's earned through discipline, not decoration. So stand tall. Speak less. Mean more. Control your emotions. They are your greatest weapon. Don't rush to impress. Let your calm confidence do the work. Let your stillness command the room. In a world desperate for attention, be the one who doesn't need it. That's how you win. That's how you become unforgettable. Develop an iron mind. Live the old Stoic wisdom. Let Stoicism win again, inside you and through you. Because in the end, attraction is not about her wanting you. It's about you becoming the kind of man she can't ignore. You don't need every woman to like you. You just need to become the kind of man who is so calm, confident, and content within himself that when she finally does notice you, it's not because you begged for attention. It's because you became impossible to ignore. If this message changed how you see yourself, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel where we go deeper than most ever dare. Remember, attraction isn't a trick. It's a transformation. And you're already becoming that man. Take care of yourself, stay focused, and don't chase, become. See you in the next one.